Welcome back to the Martin Show. You are with Jake.
And you're with Zeki, man.
Today we are talking all things boxing. Before we get into the episode though, I just want to state, we want to get a bit more interactive with you guys. So comment, like, subscribe. Please drop a follow on all our platforms as well. It means a lot to us.
_ The Martin Show. Instagram, TikTok, The Martin Show on Facebook. If you're watching this, please get involved.
All day. Why are we talking about boxing today, Zeki?
Yeah, boxing. Well, before we dive in, I think anyone who's watching, you don't need to be a lover of boxing. You don't have to know anything about boxing. This is way deeper or way more than just boxing. You know, 100%. Boxing is it's a big part of Jake and I's life. And this is like just for us to show our audience another piece of us.
A part of us. Because it is a massive part of us. But it's not all of us.
It's not all of us.
Not all of us, but it is a massive part of our
and I think that the people watching can take things away from this as well. Hopefully they can learn, I don't know, something about them and it might add fuel to them or,
100%.
Something like that.
I think boxing, any sport can relate to anything in life. Boxing relates to it all. We'll be covering that today as well.
Yeah.
which I'm looking forward to.
Shout out to Yami Boxing. Since we are talking about boxing, shout out to Yami's Boxing who hooked my brother and I out with a couple of tees, some boxing boots, some socks. Bro. I appreciate the love. Thank you very much. And little plug to the old Red Bull, man.
Hey.
Potentially jumping on the waka for the Martin Show. Oh yeah, get into it. And thank you for the product. We appreciate all the love, all the support so far, man. But get involved, y'all.
Shot fun.
Speaking of boxing, bro, it's been a huge month for you and I. I remember the last time you and I spoke, just us, episode 10, tune in. We said we had a big month ahead.
Yeah.
We're at the end of that month. We're now in June. We're halfway through the bloody year. What's heaps has happened? What's happened?
Heaps has happened. A lot of highs. Starting off with Aussie champs. My bro had 3 fights over the weekend. Bring home the title to Aotearoa. Bloody mother. 3 tough fights as well, like at a very, very high level of boxing. So yeah, pretty proud of Zeki for that weekend. Following up from that, we had Golden Gloves.
New Zealand Golden Gloves,
which unfortunately we couldn't partake in. Yeah. Me and Zeki both got a bit we both got a bit sick. Yeah. Not a bit sick, we were very sick.
It was crazy. Sick. It was a replicator of life. We were on this massive high, and then came down. Jake actually pulled out on the day of tournament.
Yeah. So I weighed in, did my doctor medical, passed the medical. I don't really know how, but it was all internally,
Yeah. But even bigger than that. So that was a downfall. And then even bigger than that is Jake. Oh, you plug some big news for yourself, man.
Yeah. So it is currently Friday morning. This morning, I did not have to get up, and go to my plumbing job. I left my plumbing job last week, so it's been my first week of freedom. I am, I'm really looking forward to it. I want to talk about all this in another episode, but it's I'm really looking forward to what's coming up.
I gotta dive in though because we spoke in episode 10 about work, about career, and my brother mentioned in it that his plumbing wasn't his forever mahi, and 3 weeks later, a month later. He made that decision. He took the risk. Proud of you, Dogo.
My bro.
Well done.
My bro. I wrote down on my goals funnel at the start of this year, 6 months into the year, I wanted to leave my job. And I literally left it on the 6 month.
Crazy.
So, looking forward to what's next. Me and Zeki have started a little mobile PT, Martin Boys boxing type thing. So we will be offering training sessions. So yeah, you guys.
Heaps of content team, the Martin Boys Boxing on Instagram. So give it a follow if you're into health and fitness, all that sort of stuff. You never know, you might learn something there too.
All day. And we're learning as well. I'm learning as well. I'm new to the PT game, but I'll be the best PT in Auckland one day.
Okay, cool. Speaking of boxing, let's go back. Let's go way back. Let's go to the beginning. Where did it all start for you?
I didn't start with boxing. I started with kickboxing at Shuriken Martial Arts. I was playing first 15 at high school. I think you got into boxing first. Shout out Boom Boxing. Jay Ender.
Yo.
Wait, before I get into it, do you remember the first time we went to boom boxing?
Yeah, I do actually.
You guys are gonna come and train or nah? me and Zach are both sacking it.
Scary looking man, hey, bro. He was a man. He was
I'm pretty
beautiful.
sure it took us a few times to actually go into the gym.
Yeah, we still stayed in the car.
We stayed in the car one
drove
time.
past. It was those ones, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, you going?
Yeah.
No, you going?
Yeah. And then we rock in and the coach is like, he's coming in or not?
Yeah.
Me and Zach are like, yeah, bro.
And there's a guy hitting the bag and he's got a big tattoo of a boxing glove on his arm and we're both looking like, oh, this might not be for us. Eh?
Yo.
Should we stick to the rugby ball?
Bro, I think a lot of people relate though. Their first time going to gym. That is a
100%.
daunting thing.
That first day, once you get that first day out of the way, everything else is so much easier.
Bro, all day. But yeah, to carry on, I was playing First 15 and I started kickboxing. Just loved it. Loved what it gave me as a young kid. I was, very energetic. So it was like a release for me.
Mm.
And it's been like that ever since. Pop and dad boxing.
You actually had a couple kickboxing fights too, eh?
I had a couple kickboxing fights. My first fight was a kickboxing fight. I think I was 16. Bro, they were fun. They were really fun. My second fight, I was year 13.
Yeah.
And I was at
Out of
Westlake.
war.
Out of war. Bloody stitches.
Yeah.
Bloody
Put your chin
stitches.
up.
It was a kickboxing fight, but I think I threw like 2 kicks and boxed the rest of the fight, which is I actually did.
Why do you think that you box now over kickboxing? Like, why do you think you ended up choosing boxing? No specific reason?
No specific reason. I just think I enjoyed boxing more. And to all you kickboxers out there, you're tough, bro. I don't want to be catching elbows and knees to my brain and stuff. So I just think I like the art of boxing a little bit more, for me anyway. Yeah, that's basically where it all started. How about you? Where did it start for you?
Yeah, mine was a little bit different to yours. Mine was with Pops in a shed, literally in a garage. And well, Pops was a boxer. Our Pops was a boxer. And our dad was a boxer too. And so mine was just to learn self-defense and because I knew Pops boxed. Do you think like because we come from, it's in the DNA, I guess, it's in the blood. Do you think that's like adds to the reason why you box?
I think it has like a factor for sure because Pops was a massive role model to us as our Pop, and he boxed. We're hearing stories about him boxing,
Bro.
how he was, a beast back in the day. So I definitely think that fueled us, but more it fueled me was how you got into it. You got into it first.
Yeah.
You started boxing with Pop. You trained with him. I didn't get the chance to train with Pop, which is sad, but I think it did play a factor though, for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
How about you?
Yeah, I think, bro, that's one of my biggest, I don't like using the word regret, but man, I wish I could just ask Pop. Our Pops isn't here anymore. But I wish I could just ask him and talk to him like, Pop, what happened in this fight? Or, I'd love to hold pads for him or him hold pads for me. I would have loved to have seen him. But imagine seeing Pop in his prime, it'll be different times, but it would be crazy. And we obviously hear so many stories about how he was a weapon, both in the ring and also out the ring, giving people hidings on the street. Both Pops, to be fair.
Both Pops as Martin did.
But I think, I definitely feel like because we come from, it's in the blood, it definitely adds to a reason why. Like, there's a duty there.
For sure. I feel like he's with us though every fight. Like, bro, he'll be looking down on us being like, I'm proud of my nephew.
Yeah.
They're carrying the name.
Yo, no, I love that. Going into why do you think you box?
Why do I box? Bro, honestly, boxing for me is therapy. Everyone's got their form of therapy, meditation, training. Boxing is my therapy. It's like such a void filler for my life. It's so hard. The training's so hard. Teaches you so much discipline, respect, camaraderie in a gym. Yeah, it just fills such a massive void in my life. I don't know what other training can substitute for that, what boxing does give, because it's so grueling, it's so tough. I chase that grit, that toughness.
Yeah.
That's why I think I do it.
Yo.
How about you?
Yeah, pretty similar. It was different. I think when I started though, it was to prove to others, that I could,
for sure,
that I could fight or that I could learn the self-defense more so in case I got in trouble in town or anything like that, you know, like straight up, like when I was younger, something bad would always happen in a night out if I was on the horse. So I think boxing definitely calmed me down, like completely.
1,000,000%.
You know, like it's definitely controlled my emotions and the way I react to certain situations now.
For sure.
But now, bro, yeah, as you said, like it's what it gives me. You know, like you can name anything. You get purpose, identity, goals. Like I got things that I not even want to achieve that I need to achieve in the sport, you know. You can, people, as you said, the camaraderie in gyms. I write down even whānau, like I know that what I'm doing through my story of the sport will definitely inspire or motivate someone else to get up and get going with whatever they're doing.
100%.
And then ongoing, my next phase will be, as you were talking about how we're just getting into teaching and coaching, that'll be long-term for sure, like giving back to the sport, giving back. And we're already doing that, you know?
Yeah. And I'm really enjoying it.
We got our the editor of our podcast who's about 6 months in. And if you look at a video from when she started to now, you know, she's probably laughing right now. I don't want to look at her wink. She's bloody sharp. But no, man, it'll be, yeah. So that'll be the next part for sure.
Yeah, nah, all day. I wanted to state, yeah, I don't box. Now I box not just to fight. I don't box to fight.
Yeah.
I box for what it gives me every day. I wanted to state that. I don't box to be able to be tough and box and scrap. Like I box. Maybe back in the day, that's why I did it. You know, for a bit of, I don't know, maybe chasing something.
Yeah.
But I box for the feeling. The feeling of what it gives me, you know?
Yo. And that'll continue to change too.
Exactly.
You know, you might get hungry or less hungry or whatever, you know? But boxing's it's tough, eh, bro?
Oh, it's so tough. It is so tough.
It's tough, man.
But it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
For sure.
But it's very tough.
What about that idea of boxing being a poor man's sport?
I think statistically it is. And I think maybe an idea is people from those demographics boxing as a whole so hard. It's so nitty gritty. It's so tough. It comes with hardship. It comes with discipline. It comes with, you know, all of that stuff. People from those demographics, I feel like, are accustomed to that.
Yeah.
Because they've lived that their lives.
For sure.
You look around in the world, you see, not in all cases, but world champions, they've come from nothing to get to where they are. Not in all cases, but a lot of them do.
For sure.
You know, you see they've come from the gutter. They've come from the bottom to get to the top. Not all of them get there, but now they're living all these lavish lives. But once upon a time, they came from nothing, you know?
Yeah, it's so true.
And that's why I think a lot of lower to middle class people are connected to that. I don't know. I wouldn't actually know, but that's why.
For sure. I think
it correlates in a way, you know?
Yeah. And I think what is required to succeed in the sport particularly at that top level, both amateurs and professionals, so bloody hard. What it demands of you, what are the sacrifices required. It's lonely. Like it's a lonely sport. I think it's what they say, it's like the loneliest sport in the world, which is so true. And you imagine doing that over a long period of time.
20 years.
Yeah, exactly. Like there are times where we struggle doing it for 3 months, you know, lately.
We literally just said this recently. You're like, bro, life's just been so boxing.
Yeah.
We haven't been able to socialize because you're just training.
Bro.
You lose out, on your friendships, whānau time.
Yeah, the balance.
The balance, yeah.
The balance goes out the window. The biggest thing that I struggle with now, bro, with boxing is, and we've spoken briefly about it before, but it's not so much the physical demands. That obviously is very, very hard, the physical demands, but bro, the psychological things. Yeah. And what I mean by that is that comparison or that idea between being able to be so loving and, you know, show love, receive love, give love, all that sort of stuff, and then still being a killer.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And being able to navigate those both worlds, because that is what I struggle with now.
There's a fine line, because we're naturally loving people. G.
Exactly.
Like we're not naturally like I don't really want to hurt anyone.
Yo.
You know, like naturally I don't.
Like I think we're lovers before we're fighters, but when you're in there, like you got to fight.
Our fight comes out though.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think our love comes out too much.
Yeah.
You know? Like in the sport, to get to that next level, you got to have that cutoff where you're just like, I don't really give a
Yeah, the killer instinct. I'd love
Mind
to
my
have a
language.
Cordero with someone like David Nico.
Yeah, because he's the nice guy. Eh?
He's Mr. Nice Guy, but he's
Probably when the doors close, like we know when he's in the ring, it's
bronze medal Olympian, man.
Bro, exactly.
I think he'll be on the pod eventually. Speaking of the opposite spectrum, so you got, the poor man's sport, the lonely sport, how tough it is, the pain, the suffering that you're talking about. On the opposite end, what are your thoughts on this idea of the rise of YouTube boxing?
Bro,
Influencer boxing.
Influencer boxing. Well, it's massive now. It is. I think it's good for the sport as a whole. It's bringing heaps of eyes, more than what some professional boxing bouts do. The likes of Jake Paul and KSI and stuff. I think I find it sad that you see a lot of boxers out there work their whole life to box. They've boxed since they're 5 to they're 30, but they don't have that. They don't have that thing to be able to market themselves or that. Because they say, a lot of professionals, it's half of it's boxing, but half of it's how you promote yourself. A lot of boxers don't actually know how to promote themselves.
Yeah.
And these young influencers, they're on social media, so they've got eyes. And
That's crazy, eh?
Yeah.
There's pros and cons. The pros
and cons.
The pros, they're boosting the sport. Like, you think about how the sport is now. Like, everyone wants to box. All these influencers wanting to not even fight, but box. They want to give it a go. That, what's his name? Real Tarzan,
yeah, bucket list type thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and then on the opposite spectrum, as you say, there are those guys that have had 200 plus fights in Mexico who are fighting for, $300 every fight. And then you got guys that are coming in for 2 months worth of training and making $200,000.
$200,000, yeah, it is crazy.
And you're like, whoa, like, I call it like the trenches. They haven't been, Jake Paul though, I'll give him his flowers.
He's a smart man. You have to, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
You have to.
So yeah, love and hate. But I do love what Conor McGregor says, and he's like, what he says to younger guys and girls is like, aim for that Olympic gold, aim for the world championship. Don't aim for that one hit wonder or the views and the quick cash grab, so to speak.
All day. But if you're a social media influencer, I don't see the harm. Like, if someone offers you all this money and you want to box, go do it. You got to make all this cash.
10 mil for a fight.
I would.
Kia ora.
Yo.
I'll get knocked out for 10 mil.
All day.
Bro, would you fight Jake Paul?
All day. I'd fight Jake Paul 100%. Gee, I got to be honest, he's actually pretty good.
He's pretty good.
Like, I'm pretty young in the game, but from a boxer, he's good, G.
Yeah, bro.
Look who he's bet. He's bet some good names.
Exactly, that's what I mean. You got to give him. He's been in the trenches now.
All day. And he's putting eyes on the sport, which is ultimately positive. And he's helping a lot of fighters as well. The USA team.
Yeah.
The women's boxing.
Yo.
So you got to give him his flowers. On the contrary to that, marketing. How important do you think marketing is for a boxer?
Well, we spoke about it in episode 11 with Brianna Barrett. Tune in, Fano.
Tune in.
Great episode. But we spoke about that idea of content is king. And that's just the new world we live in. Like, you and I are so wanting to excel and learn more in that space.
Yeah.
Because it is the new world. Like, that's what, as you say, those journeymans in Mexico have no idea how to market themselves. But then you get those guys that are on bloody TikTok and this and that. Mine doesn't have to be TikTok, but they know how to use their skills. The best people, though, are the ones that can back it up. You think about the best boxers, you think about your Floyd Mayweathers, your Conor McGregors, they knew how to do both.
100%.
They knew how to market themselves, how to talk the talk, and they knew how to back it up in the ring.
The best marketers in the game.
But they were so good at talking. You think about how good Conor McGregor is at talking, bro.
The best.
He is the best. And I don't think anyone will be better than that man in a long time. Like,
nah, he was the pro. I remember watching his videos. Like, and I used to just always watch his press conferences because he's freaking hilarious.
Bro, you're obsessed with him, bro. Speaking of pro boxing and that new world, do you have ambitions yourself of going into that game? Doesn't need to be influencer boxing, but pro boxing in general.
I'll be completely honest here, and I'm going to tell the truth. This has been on my mind a lot lately.
Yeah.
No is the answer. I don't see myself boxing professionally for money, to make an income, basically. I I just know what it takes,
Yeah.
you know, and I'll say the truth. I don't think I got what it takes to do that for another 15 years.
Yeah.
But bro, respect to people that do that.
Yeah.
Because it's tough, G.
Yeah,
Like,
bro.
that is tough. I see myself in other careers and other things. Making an income for my family. But I will say, yeah, massive respect to people that do, because yeah, it's tough.
I love the answer. I love the honesty. It's a business. Pro boxing is different to amateur boxing, right? And you know what actually pisses me off is when people tell you, "Oh, are you a professional boxer?" And then you say, "No, I'm an amateur boxer," and they automatically think in their head they're like, "Oh, you must be shit then."
Yeah.
You know, like because of the word amateur.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, I still think amateur boxers are the best boxers in the world.
All day.
You know, but if you say that to the average bloke, then they're gonna just think, "Oh, you must be pretty trash."
100%.
You know, but pro boxing and amateur boxing are very, very different.
Yeah.
And I think I'm in a very similar walk to you of what it demands, what pro boxing is. It's a hurt business. It's a corrupt business. It's entertainment, it's exciting, but pros and cons. And man, there's some days even when we come home, mate, with headaches, you imagine doing that for
black eyes and
for
sore
15,
heads.
15 years
Bro,
ongoing.
all day. I will say though, if money was offered, you know, at a latter stage of my life, Jakey, you want to come on Misfits? KSI, you want me to come on Misfits? I'll fight on Misfits. You know, I'll be honest, G, I'll do one-off shit like that.
Oh,
you know?
all day. Hey, I love the honesty though. He's not saying, "Hey, aim for the Olympic gold, aim for the world champion." Yeah, you feel like it's 500K to fight Andrew Tate. Come on.
All day.
Tate brothers versus the Martin brothers. Let's go. You guys might be 20 kilos heavier than us. All good. Now,
We'll still take you. Nah. I'd rather fight the Paul brothers.
Yeah, bro, I'd love to fight the Paul brothers.
Yeah.
All for free.
I'll take Jake on Jake.
Yeah,
You
I'll
can
take Logan.
Older brother versus little brother.
Yeah, nah, done.
Yeah.
Okay, Buzzy, a question. You'd want to fight the Tate brothers? You'd want to fight the Paul brothers? Would you want to fight your brother? Ooh, careful.
Would I want to fight Zach?
Nah, straight up. Someone was like, "Yo, like, here's 10 mil. You got to fight your brother." Nah, 10 mil's a lot, but yeah, no, get going. Let's go 10 mil.
If someone offered me $1 billion, I would do it.
Yeah. You know what?
Nah,
That's all good, G. 500 milli.
Let's go the dark.
Oh,
honestly, truthfully speaking, would never.
yeah.
Could never. Like, not in a million years. You imagine your mom, oh my God. You imagine our aunties, man, they crying the whole time.
Bro. No, I know what you meant to be. But people ask sometimes, they're like, "Would you ever fight your brother?"
Get it? I got it the other week at sparring.
Oh, straight up.
Yo, how about you? Would you?
I wouldn't want to. It'd feel weird. Like, we don't even like sparring each other anymore.
I was just about to ask that. Why don't you think we spar anymore?
Bro, do you want me to tell a story?
Yeah, tell me a story.
Storytelling 101. Here we go. Here's a story from Zeki. All right. You guys remember COVID? You know that thing that happened in 2020? Everyone was locked down for a bit. I knew you weren't even thinking of
Hit
this.
the car.
Yo, no. Let me go. So we're in lockdown. Everyone's going crazy. Everyone needs to train, can't do this and that. Me and my brother wanted to stay on. So we're training. We wrote a schedule down, run this, S&C that, doing a bit of boxing. Couldn't spar. Sparring's when pretty much it's like fighting, but practicing. And we only had us two. So we're like, let's spar. Jake and I have done, bro, how many rounds do you reckon we've done over our years? Hundreds, eh?
Hundreds.
You know, rounds on rounds. Anyway, we're sparring. And it starts off nice and light as it always does. But because we haven't sparred in a few weeks because we've been in lockdown, things start escalating a little bit. Before you know it, it's literally a fight on the driveway. And I will never forget this. I remember landing a shot. My brother dropped both his hands and said, "Is that it? Me again?" And I'm hitting him. Boom. And then I start smiling at him and he's still, "Is that it? Do you remember this?"
And I'm probably having tears out of my eyes while this is happening. Is that it, bro? I remember hitting the car and shit.
Yeah.
Like you were hitting me on some car. Is that it? Little sucker. Then we didn't talk for about 2 days.
Yeah.
And we're in lockdown. Bro, we ignored each other. I think I was ignoring you.
yeah. And I remember mum was in the kitchen. She could see because we were yelling, yeah. She's like, oh, what the f*** are you doing?
Yeah. All day. That's definitely, there's heaps of other times as well.
Yeah,
That's
that's
why
just
we
one
don't.
of them. But we don't spar anymore because
Yeah.
it's always an awkward drive on the way home. It's always, oh, yeah, he bet me up tonight or I bet him up tonight or vice versa.
It's normally been me crying, Zach angry. That's how the situation ends. So it's better off just to go spar with people.
Yeah.
It's cracker. Like we go around sparring in other gyms and we never spar it. Even though the other coaches know just to never put us together. Because we just don't spar. But I'm sure all other brothers out there, like, they won't be able to spar because you just go to war with them.
Bro,
It's
I
like,
wonder if the tougher brothers, like,
bro,
an
like
example
they
like
would
them.
have smashed each other
Yeah,
in their lives. Like,
yeah.
it's just like a brother thing.
All day, I think brothers can definitely, and sisters, if you got two female boxers,
Yeah.
you guys would be able to relate to that as well.
I think it would just, it's just better off not.
Yeah.
Better off not sparring. Saves the anger.
Yo.
Moving on, sparring experiences. I bet there's been some, not with each other, but with other people. Do you have any sparring experiences or stories?
Oh, bro. Heaps of different sparring experiences. I don't know which one to specifically say. Good ones, bad ones. That'd probably be my favorite one, to be honest.
I got one for you.
Go on then.
I remember I had as a young 18-year-old, had a few inners on a Saturday night. We had Sunday sparring down the line somewhere. And I was, very, very hungover. We walk into sparring. I'm a little bit dusty, but back then when you were hungover, I could handle it. I was fine. Let's go to sparring. I'm sweet. We walk into sparring. I'm not going to say who, but we're sparring, all good, sweating up, warming up. I get dropped for the first time. And it was like, bro, it was scary, G. My whole face went black and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, I am never sparring hungover again.
Bro, yeah.
Ever again in my life.
Yeah, getting dropped is ruthless, eh?
Oh, it's like, that was my only time ever.
Yeah.
Oh, like to the head.
Yeah.
Few body shots I've been dropped by, mainly by your bloody rip, but.
Yeah, no. What about top 3 boxers?
Floyd Mayweather, Anthony Joshua, and right now probably Usyk.
Yo.
How about you?
I'll go past, present, and future. Past, Floyd Mayweather. Present, bro, I'd even say someone like I'd add in a wahi now. I had a female, Katie Taylor. She's so sharp, bro. And then Alexander Usyk as well in the present. And then future, bro, I got to give it to David Nika, baby.
Bro, all day. I think he's going to take over.
Yo.
He definitely is he's a specimen, bro.
Bro,
Putting
he's a
Aotearoa on the map as well.
100%.
Shout out to the bro.
Final question from me for you. When do you think you'll hang up the boots? Or in other words, when do you think you'll hang up the gloves?
3 months ago. You know how in boxing, Zeki, you go through phases where you're very up and down, very up and down, very up and down. It's tough. 3 months ago, I was like, I think I want to stop this.
Yeah.
Like it's like I was working full time. Life was just getting tough. And boxing, it was just tough. And I was thinking about giving it up. I went back to training on the Monday and train, and my whole vision changed again. I'm like, nah, I'm back in there. I want to keep doing this.
Yeah.
I don't know how much longer I'll do it for, to be honest. Like maybe 25, I'd say I'd cut off.
I don't even think it's probably worth you even like pondering on that as well.
Yeah.
Like there's probably no reason to think, 3 years. I don't know if that's a healthy thing.
And I'm not really thinking like that. I'm kind of enjoying where I'm at with it right now. So I'm just enjoying the journey. I'm going along with it. As we stated before, it's just such a
demanding.
Yeah, but also on the contrary to that, it gives me so much.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's a hard one. It's
Balancing
umming and
act,
ahhing.
balancing
But
act.
at the moment, I think we're on. I'm loving it. I just want to state before the pod ends, or I just want to state thank you to, I know who'll be watching, Jeff Stutt and Vinny Mahoney. Grateful for you both.
Yeah, man.
Love you both.
Our 2 coaches.
Yeah, our 2 coaches.
Yo.
The question back to you, when do you think you'll hang up the gloves or boots?
Yeah, bro. Like as you said, boxing, particularly amateur boxing, it's a young man's sport.
Mm.
And for some people, they might look at me and think, bro, you're still young as. But I know, like in myself, that time is ticking and I'm not going to be boxing the way that I'm boxing now in 10 years' time, potentially 15 years' time,
Mm.
So for me, it's more of a time frame thing. Like everything that I want to do or that I need to do it now.
Mm.
All those goals, I don't need to say them on here, but
Yeah,
those things need to be done now.
for sure.
So I know that's why right now it's as intense as it is.
And it has been intense.
And it has been very intense.
Very intense. I
Pros
think it
and
was
cons.
almost not good to get sick because we lost a lot, but it was a good break, eh?
Yeah.
It was a good break. Me and Zach have been violently crook for the last 2 weeks. Chilling, putting on a bit of weight.
Eating a bit of this and that. Eh?
all
But
day.
back on the waka, back on the horse, and we'll be back in the ring probably in the next, I'd say just over a month.
Yeah, 16th of July. So,
So looking forward to
we'll
that.
keep you guys updated. To finish off, I want to ask you, what can the people watching get from the sport of boxing or martial arts as a whole?
I can say the cliche thing and that it's going to teach you discipline, and which it may. I think the biggest thing, apart from the actual craft, learning how to, if you're doing jiu-jitsu, how to put someone in a chokehold or all those sorts of things, the actual thing that you're doing. But I feel like you're just going to become a better person, I think that's the most important thing.
Mm.
Like you go into a boxing gym, I don't know, you there's a quote, I think you've recited it, but
Yeah.
there ain't no egos. There ain't no matter if you're a cop, no matter if you're a gang member, no matter if you work in finance, whatever,
Mm.
everyone's sort of on a equal playing field.
Waka all day.
And so I think the sport makes you a better individual.
Mm.
That's what I think you can get from it. It'll
Yeah.
just make you better,
For sure.
a better person.
All day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you're in a lost place, even not a lost place, it won't just teach you self-defense, it won't teach you how to defend yourself. A lot more comes with it. Life skills, values.
You'll learn about yourself.
You'll learn about yourself.
That's it.
Here, a lot of people out there, boxing saved them.
And that's why I always recommend for parents to put their kids into combat sports, because they will learn about themselves earlier. And the earlier you learn about yourselves, the better you're going to be able to tackle through life challenges.
For sure. I actually want to say that quote because I actually know it in my head.
Go on.
It's a beautiful quote and it resonated with me. If you walk into a boxing gym, you'll see police officers mixing with ex-criminals, the rich mixing with the poor, all races mixing together. No false pretenses, just love. The world would be a better place if it was more like a boxing gym. Beautiful. Very true. Or any martial art gym in that, for that matter. But yeah, I just wanted to say that quote.
No, I love
Bro,
it.
it resonated with me,
Bro, wrap up.
Wrap up. You got us.
Thank you for tuning in, whānau. That is episode 12. Remember, if you are watching this, please subscribe to the YouTube, subscribe to the Spotify, give The Martin Show on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook a follow, a like, a comment, share the content, especially if you enjoyed this episode. This is Zaki Man here.
And this is Jakey. Peace out. Whānau. Much love. Let's go.
Love team. Thank you.